Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas history roundup for March 30th. In 1836, the Maine Texas Army slogged through mud, high water, and driving rain as they retreated northward along the western bank of the Brazos. After crossing swollen Mill Creek, which is a Brazos tributary, General Sam Houston rested his troops. On or about this day, General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna planned a trip to Mexico, with his departure scheduled for April 1st or earlier, and temporarily relinquished command to General Vicente Venezuela. In 1870, President Ulysses S. Grant signed an act readmitting Texas to the Union after almost 5 years of congressional reconstruction. The legislature reconvened on April 26th. So that's essentially the empire allowing one of its conquered territories to reestablish itself as a state. However, I think what we've seen over the ensuing 150 years is that once that empire was victorious in the War of Northern Aggression, the states have more and more become subservient to that empire, and that's something we gotta turn around and quick, unless we're gonna go down with the bankrupt empire. In 1892, the first train crossed the Pecos High Bridge, which had been completed on February 20th after only 87 working days. The bridge crossed the Pecos River at a deep and narrow gorge, with the rail bed 321 feet above the river, and supported by 24 towers over its 2,100 feet of length. At the time, it was the highest road bridge in the United States. This was the second bridge over the Pecos on the Southern Pacific Railroad line. An earlier bridge had been built in 1883, and a later one was built in 1944. In 1928, Marshall Ratliff, the leading member of the Santa Claus bank robbery, was convicted of murder. He was finally hanged by a mob on November 19, 1929, bringing an end to the infamous Santa Claus bank robbery in Cisco. In 1987, Clint Murchison died in Dallas, where he was born in 1923. Like his father, Murchison was a successful oil and gas developer. He bought the Dallas Cowboys expansion franchise in 1959 for $600,000 and built Texas Stadium in 1971. At one time, his wealth was estimated at $350 million, but he was forced to sell the Cowboys in 1984 for $80 million, and in 1985 filed for bankruptcy due to falling oil prices. Now, how that happens to someone who makes so much money in oil, I will never know. But that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for March 30th. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you back here tomorrow on the next one. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.